Clough, and I'd like to move our amendments in the name of Paul Davis. If a farmer plants seeds in a field and those seeds fail to germinate and grow, would they be wise the following year to plant more seeds in the same field? What if those seeds again don't grow? Would the farmer be foolish if they planted seeds again and again and again in the same soil without any thought or effort given to improving the nutrients in that soil? This analogy perfectly sums up the Plaid Cymru motion that we're debating today. Most people in the real world, farmers included, know that you have to address the underlying reasons, the soil, before anything can grow and be sustained. And this is really the reality of the high streets in Wales. It doesn't simply matter how much is spent on regeneration projects, because these are simply seeds being planted in poor soil. The Pride of Place programme is just more money for seeds and not enough for soil, and this is clearly something Plaid and Welsh Labour fundamentally misunderstand. You can rebuild town centres, invest millions in potted plants and new buildings and regeneration strategies in the forlorn hope that this will suddenly bring back customers to spend their money in a shop. But without addressing the root causes as to why our high streets are failing, this won't achieve anything. The irony, Clough, is that most of our shops on the high street are perfectly capable of making a profit and staying open, but are continually hampered by the policies that are made here and that are also now being made by the new Labour government in Westminster. The systematic misunderstanding by Labour of how businesses operate has meant the economy in Wales is stagnant at very best. Let me carry on a bit. Economic punishment by this Labour government on our businesses is driving our high streets to extinction. They are charged some of the highest business rates in the United Kingdom, and now with the increased costs of national insurance and minimum wage, it means that they need to pass this on to the customers, who themselves are slowly being priced out of our high streets. Plaid Cymru's financial fantasies, as you can see by this motion, offer no hope for high street businesses. In their economic plan, they have said that the reason town and city centres are failing is because of the ownership gap, claiming too few of Wales's businesses, assets and institutions are meaningfully Welsh-owned and too much profit is flowing out of Wales. But how would one know this? No data is collected on this whatsoever, for example. Let me just carry on for a second. What we do know is that all of the businesses in Wales, only 0.7% have more than 250 employees. So it's hardly the case that multinationals, which Plaid are scapegoating, are ripping us off. You have cited the Preston model as some miracle solution that will turn around Wales's fortunes. But the reality is that there's never been any evidence of any dramatic economic turnaround. And the reason is simple. It's because it deters investment, and there's a limit to what can be sourced locally. Ultimately, the reason why larger businesses, which Plaid hate, can operate is because they can substantially bring down the costs of goods by their higher buying and bulk purchasing power. Your motion mentions a preferential business rates multiplier for small and independent high street retailers, including hospitality businesses. This is just fantasy to think that you can disproportionately increase the business rates of larger retailers to offset larger reductions for local businesses. This is what will happen. The very few larger retailers that will remain, and we have already seen several leave the high street recently, that you will target, will just put up prices or just move everything online. It will deter them from investing and from creating jobs on our high streets and even in our retail parks. So what would the Welsh Conservatives do to help the high street? Clearly, we would spend the money on rejuvenating the soil. We need to help businesses on the high street to be competitive again. We need them to be able to offer the customer service that customers do not experience with online shopping. We will scrap business rates for all small businesses. Substantially improve access to free car parking that have been driven out of our town centres by Labour. We will improve our public transport provision and promote a mixed offer on our high street. This will not be some election slogan designed for leaflets or social media videos. Neither will it be some short-sighted...
Wouldn't dream of it.
Neither would it be some short-sighted and hate-filled redistribution of wealth from the few multinationals that we have in this country. This will be an offer to businesses that when they start up deep private cloud, they won't be crippled by business rates, that they will be able to grow their business in the knowledge that they won't be punished for that growth.
You conclude now, please, James.
Last sentence. I urge members here to see Plaid's motion for what it is, anti-business and anti-growth, and I would urge everyone here to support the Welsh Conservative amendments. Thank you.